Hi guys, so I'm moved to share this story with you. This story is one which I'm a victim of, and I'm sure most of you are a victim of it too. So when I woke up this morning, I tried scrolling through the internet, and then I was listening to one story by one of my favorite storytellers on TikTok. So she talked about Moremi. I know most of you must have read the book Moremi because I read it in secondary school. And Moremi was a queen in Ile-Ife, and at that time they were always evading her village, killing them, collecting properties and all of that. So she opted to save her community, and in a bid to do that she went to, I think, their goddess, I think one of those river goddesses, to seek for protection, guidance and all of that. And she vowed to give anything in return if she comes out successful. So she went to their camp. She stayed for a while. She wasn't harmed, and she's quite beautiful. So she found favor in the sight of, I think, their leader also. So she heard all their secrets, and then she found out that they wouldn't go close to fire because what they were covered on, all these creatures, they were actually human beings, yeah, but they were covered in raffia. And then that raffia burns if it gets close to fire. So she wouldn't stay for long, and she came back to her village, told her husband, and the village prepared. And then when they came for their next attack, they didn't succeed because they had set up fire everywhere. So they literally burned all of them, and that was how she saved Ile-Ife at the time. So she went back to the river goddess where she had asked for protection and all of that for to fulfill her vow. She went with cattle, rams, just name all those animals, anything befitting that you could give to a god that they would accept. And then they rejected everything and said they wanted her only son, Olorogun. I can't really remember his name correctly, but that was her only son. And she whipped and whipped and whipped, but there was nothing she could do because she vowed that she would give anything, like literally anything. And they wanted her son. What would she do? So she had to sacrifice her only son. The villagers mourned with her, and then they said that all the children in the village would be hers. She became the mother to all the children and all of that. That's how Moremi is being remembered from generations to generations. People read about her and all of that. Then I walked into church, and my pastor was talking about vow. How I can't really remember because I walked in while he was talking about that. How a king made a vow to God, and he was doing anything, and maybe he was thinking it was just cattle, but I think God requested for something more. And myself, I just realized that most of the times I keep making vows and keep saying, if you do this for me, I'm going to give anything, anything, and not being so specific. But today I've learned to be specific with requests I make. Because there are times maybe you want to do something and then you're saying anything. And if you're being asked for that anything, sometimes you cannot even fulfill it. And most times we end up not fulfilling our vows. And even the Bible made it clear in Ecclesiastes that it is better not to vow than to vow and not to fulfill it. So in all our requests and in all our beggings, let's be specific with what we want to give in return. The thing really touched me. This vow whole thing really touched me, and I felt like to share with my audience. Have a lovely Sunday. Bye.